Alright, so we're going to try to graph this puppy right here. So I put all my y's on the left hand side because we want the variable with the square on the left hand side. Plus 2y is equal to x minus 1. Alright, next we do the trick of completing the square. So what we do is we have y squared plus 2y. So now what we do is take half of this and square it. So that'll be 2 divided by 2 equals, 2 divided by 2 equals 1 times 1 equals 1. But we don't want the equation to change, so we need to add the same thing over here. So we have x minus 1 plus 1. Alright, so now this one is actually a binomial square. Again, take half of 2, so that'll be x plus 1 squared. So that's the same thing as all this right here. And now it's equal to x because the ones cancel each other. So this tells me that our parabola is going to be translated one down. Remember, you change the sign. So the y is translated by the x is not translated. So you gotta be careful about this guy right here. If you add something here, you need to add something here. No way, everything is peachy keen. All right. So if you don't want to get confused, what I suggest is, if you're really good at solving, regular parabolas like this, y squared equals to x, without this number right here. So this is the same thing, same parabola, it's just translated 1 unit down with this number here. And the basic equation for a parabola would be y squared equals 4px. So that means the 4p is actually this 1 right there. So 4p is equal to 1. So that means p is equal to 1 over 4. And this parabola opens sideways like this. Alright. So it's very important to know the shape based on the equation. It opens like this. The parabola with the center, with the vertex at the origin. And you know that P is used for the focus, so P would be at 1/4, 0. And our directrix would be at x equals -1/4. So you know all that good stuff. So the best thing, if you don't want to get confused, is start with your basic parabola with the vertex at the center at 0, 0, and then just add the new vertex. So the new vertex, you can say that this one got translated down, and this one didn't get translated. So the vertex x still at 0, but y is actually at -1. So your regular focus would be at 1/4, 0. If this parabola were at the center, but it's not at the center, so we need to add the new vertex. So to add the new vertex, we got 0, -1. And then we just add 1/4 plus 0, still 1/4. 0 plus -1 is -1. So that's our new focus right there. So our focus is at 1/4, -1. Directrix, same thing. Your directrix would be at -1/4. So yeah, x equals -1/4. But like I said, this is not translated horizontally, so the directrix stays at x equals -1/4. Now what about the focal width? Focal width always 4p. So look at here. 4p is equal to 1. So 4p is equal to 1. So the focal width is 1. So like always, I already graphed this equation. Let me just check these facts right here. So my vertex should be at 0, -1. So 0, -1. Cool. Focus should be at 1/4, -1. So focus should be at 1/4 and 1/4, -1. So focus should be right there. So how can you tell if indeed the focus is between these 2 points? Focus should be right there. Well, the focal width should be 1. And yeah, so we have 0.5 here and 0.5 here. So the focal width is indeed 1. So we're done. Looks like we got it. Thank you for watching.